Hey guys, it's Zem from Shrike Gaming again, and I actually put a post up here a little bit about a week ago, and I've kind of been taking off and to get all my stuff done here. So, um, uh, I wanted to try a historical battle. I know we had it in game at one time, a couple 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever, and it didn't work out very well. Mostly because it was kind of hard to uh, balance the teams. I mean, Yag Tigers against T-34s, things like that. Yeah, that didn't really work out well, and you can never get into battle. I think that one time I sat for 6 minutes, 5 minutes in a queue, and never could get a battle. And I tried multiple times. It just didn't work out. Right? It was a game mode that didn't work. What I was thinking more along the lines is more of a community event where we're just going to be playing whoever's interested in it, getting together, running a training room type battle. A friend over at World of Warplanes, he does a Guadalcanal. We did a Dunkirk event, using planes that were at the time that were flying. So it was kind of fun. Met some new people, and that's kind of what I was trying to think. What we could try here is, meet a few people, meet some new people. More of a meet and greet, community event. Play little tanks together. Things like that. So uh, let me give you a little history of the battle for France, or actually the Low Countries, invasion of Low Countries. So on May 10th, 1940, the Germans invaded France. They actually went through Belgium to do it because they have the Maginot Line. They actually went around it. So to really for this to work, we're going to have to use. So the Germans invaded with 7,000 or 2,400 tanks. I'm sorry, and the French and their allies had about 3,300. So, but the problem with those tiers of tanks, the French are very well armored compared to the Germans, and the Germans' guns are not that great at that tier. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of figuring here, in a training room. What I'm looking for is some guys to come and help me. Maybe use, pick a couple guys that are going to want to command at least the Allied forces versus the Axis forces, that kind of thing. And I'm thinking about the 1st of October, maybe getting together in kind of a meeting, going through some things, and then figuring out when to do it, um, and how it's going to work. Especially, like I said, we're going to have to do a little bit of testing. I think most of the tanks are going to have to play stock to make this work. So, if anybody's interested, please contact me, either PM me in game, or I'll actually put my TS info up on there, and then just jump into TS. I'm usually on every night by about 9 Central, 10 Eastern. So jump into the TS, talk to me about it if you guys are interested, or just post in the bottom of the forums here if you're interested in doing this. So yeah, I'm actually gonna. That's the actual. Here's some of the actual battle plans involved. We're gonna be a little bit more casual, where I think we're just gonna use the map, the Maginot Line map. We'll go from there to see how it works. The actual tanks involved, from what I can, the historical tanks that were involved in the battle, for the Germans at least, can consist of some of the Czech tanks, the PZ-35, the PZ-38T, and then we're going to have to do some variants of the Panzerwagen 3, and of course the Panzerwagen 2. I'm not sure if it's going to be the G model or just the regular PZ2. So those are going to be the main tanks for the Germans. The 4 or 5 we get to choose from here. Of course, we're going to have to figure out some of the, what we're going to do, at least the gun wise, to make it somewhat of an interesting fight. Especially with numbers too, making it work. Because I mean, obviously we don't have artillery, we don't have infantry, we don't have any of that kind of stuff. So we're gonna have to make it work some way. So for the French, surprisingly, pretty much everything fits in here by tiers. So we're actually going to be doing the Renault R35, Hotchkiss H35, the FCM 36, and I believe, well, of course, the Soma S35, and as well, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull this off using a B1s. This is going to be interesting because I'm not even sure at tier 4 if this is possible. This thing's going to be able to be penned by anything that's German at the time. So we'll have to look into that. We'll do a little more research into the actual tanks involved. But those are the ones I could find that I knew for a fact that were actually in the battle. Now I think, and I'm sure the historians are probably going to kill me on this one, but I do believe there was a small run of Panzerwagen 4s. Yeah, I do believe there might have been a small run of these that were involved, and I believe they all had the short 75. I could be wrong, but we're going to have to look and see if that is correct. I think there might have been in very low numbers, this tank. I also forgot the Offs J too. I don't think this was actually production, but we'll see. Oh, there's a PZ4 Offs A. So actually, yeah, this could work. We'd have to do a little bit of manipulation of the gun and see if it makes it. If we bring a B1 in there, we're probably gonna have to go with the tier 4 version of it to balance that out. This being a medium tank, that's being a heavy. So like I said, we're gonna sit down, talk about it. I'll post a few more times in the forum exactly what I'm thinking and the time to have a meeting for this. I just wanted to give you a little overview of what I was thinking about happening and what tanks that we could use in the battle. So if you have these tanks in your garage and you're interested in joining, doing this, would be great. I really wanted to kind of get this going so we could have some, we could do North Africa, we could do Battle of Kursk, we could do the Battle for Berlin, the Bulge, all these different battles using different tanks from the whatever era that we're playing in. So that I was kind of thinking if we could do 1 or 2 times a month, if anybody's really into the history part of it, get together and play these tanks and see what we can do. So if anybody has any questions, please send me a message or jump on our TS to get a hold of me, or post in the forums below, and I'll try to keep track of it. So I'll keep you guys updated on when this is happening. I'm guessing it'd be nice to get at least 15 players. Even 10 I guess is all right too. But I mean, the more the better. It's more it's more enjoyable if we do that. More things to shoot at. So it'd be nice to have a community event where some of us can get together, meet some people, that kind of thing. With all the toxic shit that goes on in the forums and stuff, maybe this is something that we could, have a good time and do a little hangout and play some tanks. So, well, thank you guys, and like I said, I'll keep you guys posted.